Hi everyone, welcome back. So in the previous session we talked about how to automate the web table. So in the sense I have a table like this and this is a row and and these are the columns over here, and we just went to ESP click info and try to pull the data. So now here what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to write a simple or you can say generic script. So where I don't care how many columns or how many rows are there, but my script should work very in a generic way. That's called as a dynamic web table. Or sometimes what happens when you search some criteria, right? Your row or a column is dynamically changing. So each time I can't get the XPath of individual stuffs and write a script. So I am to write a very generic code for that now. Okay, I enter a very generic code. So how to do that? So what I mean, tomorrow, somebody can add a new column, okay, or new column, or they can add a new row also, or things like we have an application. Whenever I search, dynamically the data are getting changed. So whenever there is a change, your TRTD structure, everything will get changed, is it? So I want to write a very generic code to solve this problem. So I'll take one typical example. I'll go to W3 Schools. It's a very popular website where you can get a lot of basic stuff. Though it is not a very dynamic table, but I'll just try to solve the problem. Okay. So you can see there are 3 columns and some rows are there. Okay. Now I write a very as I said like earlier, generic script. It should work on any kind of applications. Okay, sorry for that. I had a break. So what I meant was like I'm going to write a very dynamic code now. So what I'll do, I'll try to analyze the XPath. As usual, I'll go to inspect element and let me try something. So this is a row, and I'll copy XPath and go to Notepad somewhere. Put this, and of course, I want to get the value of the next column. Of course, it will be in a TD. Copy XPath and put it over here. So earlier code, what you are trying to separate this data and put a logic, and you're trying to do, right? So I know very well that each row, it will be always in a TR tag, and the TD it will be in a column tag. So what I'll do now, I'll write a simple logic, to uh, dynamically get the how many TRs and TDs for a given case. So, okay, just hold on. So I'm going to write a simple code now to dynamically get the TR and TDs. So I'll go back to Eclipse. In this package, I'm going to create a new class. I'll call this as dynamic web table. Okay. I'm going to copy my code from my previous. I'll just say copy this, close. Okay. I'll just add the throws exception. I want to remove this. So what is my site? So it says W3 schools dot tags. Go to this table. Okay. So here, what I'll do, I'll try to get the. I'll write some simple script saying that I'll create a web element. You know. a table variable, it's a web element. I'll say driver dot find element, okay, by dot xpath. I want to give the xpath of the table, okay. So what is the xpath of that table? If you observe this, right, it starts something like this, no? Main table, generally the table structure, I meant to say. So I'll go back here, and if you know, you just scroll. See here, this table structure. This is a table, T body, you know, and there's a lot of TRs here, right? And each TR have, you know, the each row, and the next have the column, corresponding column, okay? So till T body I'll reach now. So till T body I'll reach. Let me put that over here. So what basically I don't even care for this actually. So I'll just go there and make sure that I'll just go into the main table. Okay. So under the table we have rows and columns, right? In general. So I say table ID main table and T body. So I'm to say if you go to Excel and I will call this as a main table. Okay. So here I have a row, nothing but a TR, correct? And here a column, nothing but a TD. So till table is fine. Runtime I'm going to get the rows and columns. So how to get the rows and columns the runtime now? That's the question. So now I'll create a list and I'll call that, and that's of course a web element. I will call that as a row, okay, is equal to table dot, this table dot find elements by what? You remember that we tried with the span, with tag name with option in the previous session. So tag name is tr, okay, tag name is tr. Now I'll just print the size over here. Let's say row dot size. Of course I need to import, what happened? I need to import this list. Okay, it's done. Okay. Now this is for a row. Rows basically, not row. And now I want another for loop, simple for loop. Okay, I'll go inside the for loop now and I'll try to access the column, whatever. Now here I'll say int call, uh, sorry, first I need to go to the rows and then column, right? Okay, so for int row num is equals to 1 and I'll say row num, what is the less than rows dot size, so it's row dot size and say row num plus plus, okay. Now I'll create another list. This is for columns. I'll create this as cells, okay. Now here I'll say row, okay, I'm into this row, okay, dot, and I'll say get the index. What is the index? The row num. Row num is my index. And you figure out dot find elements by tag name what? TD. So what I'm trying to do here is each row I'll go inside and dynamically get the column. So each row I'll read and get the column. Each row I'll get and get the column. How many columns are there? So if you say columns are 3, then automatically each row will try to get the value out of it here. It's called as a cell now. Cell 1, cell 2, cell 3. And basically it will be like 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3 kind of a combination. Okay, so for that, let me print the size now. So just a verification. Cells dot size. Okay, and this is to access columns. Okay. Now I'll write another loop, another for loop to get the text of each row, to get the text of each cell. Basically we call it each cell. Okay, now I got a row and column, so I need to go inside and for each for loop I need to just print on the string. I say call is equals to 0, column will start with 0, and call less than what, that cells, cells dot size. Okay, and I'll say call plus plus, so we want to jump to the next column. Okay. So each column, each time row column is going to get the data and print on the screen. So when I say sysout, I'll say cells dot get what, column number, call, and I'll say uh, dot get text. This is the original value it's going to get the text. Just to make it as a separator now, and here I say sysout println. That's it. So this is for a row, dynamically getting the row. A column, I'll just prepare the cell and I'm going to access that one by one. When I say right click and run as a Java application, right, it should start. It should open W3 schools and wait for some second. It'll go to the particular table, this table, and dynamically get the row with the TR, okay, with the TR and with the TD, and traverse to each cell and get the text. That's what we are trying to do. So this will be very dynamic in nature. It's very dynamic code. I don't care about how many columns, how many rows are coming up. So I don't care about any of the things. So this code should work for any kind of application. So okay, it's taking some time to load. So what I didn't run this. So it's running. Yep, it's opened up. I'll go to this particular. This scrolling and all we'll see in the next upcoming session. So that's also a very good case actually. How to scroll up, down and all. Okay. So what it says, it displayed the data. Oh, what is this one? Okay. After that, what it's trying to do? Row. So it's saying it's only one table. So what went wrong? What went wrong? I really don't know. Okay, let me check it out. Something is missing over here. Element table. This is my list of element rows. I'll say table dot find elements by tr. The tag name. Why it's giving only? Okay, let me get the XPath once again. So let me get the XPath of this table. Attribute tr tbody copy XPath. Oh, it's saying something like table 2. Okay, let me run this. I think this is a copy paste problem. Somehow I missed this out. So let me check it out. So I'm going to run this now. Let me open the console. Let me see what's happening. Oh, it displays something. Cool. So there are 11 rows and 3 columns. You can see the align left, center, right. So I think the formatting is not correct. That's not a problem. So come back here. You can see the data over here. attribute value description. This is I'm not displaying any header over here. You can see the align, and this is the first row, and you can see left, center, right. Left, center, right is nothing but a particular value in its cell, and description. It's saying not supported, something like this. Right? This is the description. This is the description. So what are the values you see here, right? So it's all displayed on the screen. So why we are doing this? Because tomorrow, I go back to Excel and see. Tomorrow, something is deleted. I'm not getting any column. So what I'll do, if this is deleted and couple of rows, the data is also deleted, it's not a problem basically. Still, this code works because dynamically it's going to get the row and a column and traverse to each cell and display the data on the console. So this is what it says. Or tomorrow, if any new column got added, it's not a problem. Still, the code works because we are getting dynamically the rows and columns of a given table structure. So this is how we deal with dynamic web tables. So hope you got a basic idea about how to automate or how to write a dynamic web table code. Okay, thanks for watching.